Okay, we're not nearly as late today as normal. Give thanks. Give thanks to the naps. The naps. Lemon skunk. Today, we're smoking lemon skunk. Let's actually get to the beginning of this whole thing. This is Molehill. It's 4:20 p.m. on the West Coast, and every day, twice a day, at 12-hour intervals, that just happen to fall on 4:20, we go ahead and we take a look at the Bitcoin price and smoke a quick bowl because I don't know what else are you gonna do. So let's see, 4:28 this morning. Well, this is an interesting one. We didn't do a price thing today, this morning, as usual, but let's take a look at what we would have seen. We would have been up here, um, and that would be somewhat boring, 0.5% in 12 hours. But right after, that was the start of a downturn for 1% in about 30 minutes. So since that downturn, we've recovered 1.5%. It's not that much more different, I guess. Not that much more exciting, but yeah. I looked for some news around this time. Couldn't find anything real positive or negative, but if you zoom out, you kind of see that it's not a huge change in the general trend. Still seeing just this really gentle upward momentum, but we're way up here by 2,000. And just a few days ago we were crossing this line here, which is 1,500, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. So, or sorry, 11.5. So, yeah. All right. Let's take a look at the cloud. Let's get a little prediction here. We're trading inside the cloud. We're falling pretty hard, but I mean, look, we do have some support here. Let's get a little more information. I mean, we do have strong support, but ooh, look at that candle. That just dropped down a good grip. Yeah, we're turned downward here. We're flat here. I don't know. I want to see if this support gives way. We'll check on that before we get out of here. But let's switch back to something a little more visible. How about EMAs real quick? A couple of those are turned down, but not all of them. All right. It's worth checking on before we get out of here. Let's see what we have for news today. Litecoin plans cross-chain communication with Cardano. Does Litecoin plan that? Litecoin developer David Burkett confirmed a test network for Mimblewimble implementation. So, interesting. Because I didn't necessarily realize, I don't necessarily know that Mimblewimble, this is an anonymity protocol. Mimblewimble implemented into the Litecoin chain will make Litecoin into more of a privacy coin than it is currently. Despite the name of cryptos and despite the popular belief, Litecoin and Bitcoin are not necessarily all that private in terms of who's spending what. There's other coins that are called privacy coins for that feature. It'd be interesting to see if Litecoin, you know, tries to go that route. Being interoperable, or whatever this is, interchain communication with Cardano. Now that's interesting. Cardano is kind of an Ethereum killer project. It is where Litecoin and Bitcoin aim to be like currencies. Ethereum and Cardano aim to be more of networks. So it's interesting if Cardano sees like maybe Litecoin as a currency within its network. It's interesting to see how that works. Mimblewimble is something that's been going on for a bit, so the fact that there's a test network scheduled, I mean, that's not a surprise. Give more privacy, fungibility to the network. The source started during. Ooh. Man. That is lemon. What is that? Lemon skunk? Okay. Um. Yeah, interesting. We'll keep an eye on this one. Possible communication. I mean, I went ahead and read through this, but Lee said sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see why it would hurt. Litecoin. So why would you bother? Why would you say no? OKEX users are still not able to make withdrawals. I actually haven't even read this yet, so let's see. I want to see if... So it's been 4 days since that guy got arrested. Since he began cooperating with the Public Security Bureau. Right, but he can't, like, cease cooperating, like, long enough to give someone his cold key? I don't know. Let's keep going a little bit. I didn't scan this one first. Well, yeah, how did the situation occur? I mean, how does one... Maybe he has one of a few keys that are needed, but, yeah, that's interesting. They still can't withdraw, and that's pretty crazy. So Brazil is going to privatize or have an IPO for a state-run digital bank. Now, this is something that I missed during the pandemic stuff, but during the pandemic, the government spent heavily to combat the effects of COVID-19. Last time I checked in on Brazil at all, they were totally denying COVID-19 existed, but this is like months ago. So apparently they switched their tune and they had economic bailout just like everyone else. Payments for low-income Brazilians. So I guess they rolled out a digital bank. So this federal group created a digital bank during the pandemic to help the government send financial aid to 64 million Brazilians. So essentially the government made a bank with 64 million citizens, right? And if you go ahead and here we go, look, this is the perfect quote. We digitalize 64 million people. How much is a bank with 64 million people worth? Low-income people, mostly that were bank registered for the first time. I mean, don't worry about the loyalty. Figure out the fact that you're investing in a bank that has, you know, probably the biggest user base, and they got it overnight. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. I clicked on this initially thinking it was more of a central bank digital currency. It's not really, but it's not super, you know. But the fact it's a digital bank, maybe that means Brazil's going to lean that way. Still, China's way out ahead of everyone else. Bitcoin trading dominance hits 2017 levels, not since seeing $20,000 Bitcoin. So, for those that don't know, the highest level for Bitcoin was in 2017. It was at 20K. It tumbled not too long after. But the dominance for the trading, is this what we got here? This must be trading volume. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, you can't zoom in on this. But, you know, that's a huge spike. So this must have been like a run-up, a bull run here. But it looks like you have... what, XRP, Link, every other trading volume right here. Ethereum, you know, stays pretty close to Bitcoin, but yeah, that's a pretty big gap with the rest of the altcoins all living down here. So let's see, in July and September, Bitcoin goes up, you know. Yeah. All right, well, that's enough of me reading news quietly on the internet. Let's go back to Bitcoin and see what's going on. Interesting. All right. Yeah, it tumbled a bit, but it wants to recover. But it's, you know, trading inside the cloud. Seems like whenever I go to do a video, it's trading inside the cloud. If it can maintain the support for another, I don't know, what is that, couple of hours? No, 1 hour. It can end up riding some support here. So, we'll see. Check back in again then this, whenever. Tomorrow morning, supposedly. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.